crowded room, the mood was right. There she was, swaying so beautifully. The girl in the birdcage, she's calling to me. Oh, she danced, my heart took flight, spinning in that cage all through the night. She stole my heart with her eyes so bright. That's when I knew that she would be my wife. Her rhythm caught me, pulled me near, a song of love I long to hear. Twirling in that gilded frame, she lit my soul, she spoke my name. Oh, she danced, my heart took flight, spinning in that cage all through the night. She stole my heart with her eyes so bright. That's when I knew that she would be my wife. Now every step, every sway leads me to our wedding day. From that cage she set me free, my forever, just her and me. Oh, she danced, my heart took flight, spinning in that cage all through the night. She stole my heart with her eyes so bright. That's when I knew that she would be my wife.
Hello, everybody. Happy Aloha Friday. This is our 237th live stream. Phew. Yeah, it's been quite a bit, but hope everyone is having a great day or a great night, depending where you are. And yeah, it's Friday or maybe Saturday for you. So we are going to be starting off the weekend just right. We're going to sit back, chillax on our couch, wherever you are, at the beach, maybe, hopefully you're not at work, but if you are, thank you for tuning in. Yeah, it's going to be a great show. We've got a very, very special guest, so we're ready to geek out and talk, all things fandom, things that we love and our passions and stuff. So I'm very happy to be sharing the panel with her today. But before we continue on, let's bring on our other host, Hinano. Where are you? Come up to the
Oh, it's
panel.
Aloha Friday. No work till. Okay, you got me on that one. You got like that was less than the prompt these days, right? But what's up, everybody? I'm riding shotgun today, which is cool. I like it. I like it.
Yeah,
How
it
you
is
D?
cool, right? I am good, but you have to finish the whole song, the
No,
whole
I don't.
line.
A shotgun over here, right? You know what I mean? Different
Yes,
rules on this side.
that's your role. Anyways, yeah, I'm good. It's a beautiful day. It's still early for us. It's just before lunchtime, so the sun is still bright in the sky. Um, and the kid is in school, so we are free. Well, we got one little dude here, but yeah, how are you, Hinano? How's your day
I'm
going?
I'm good, guys. I have been playing around with AI for like at least a good 24 hours. I don't know if you guys have been downloading the new VEO3, but it has been a lot of fun. So I've been geeking out with that. I also seen Casual. Casual's been doing some stuff with that as well as some
Yeah.
other community members on the timeline. People are cooking now, and AI is just getting crazy. So yeah, having a great time. How are you?
Yeah, I'm good. Yeah, I saw that the first thing I think I saw was Will Smith and his spaghetti or something.
Oh,
I was like, okay, that's cool. But yeah, there's so many things happening, and I guess like Google's been cooking because I didn't really hear anything about like any updates, and then until like they just like released it, I'm like, whoa.
well, you guys
So
want a sneak peek of what I'm gonna be cooking up? I'm gonna be I'm basically going to be making a 30-second space battle this weekend, guys. So I got a little sneak peek if you want to see it.
Yeah, like right now.
Yeah, we can do it right now.
Okay,
It's a
sure.
quickie right here.
Yeah,
Ooh,
cookie.
pause. It's just a sneak peek. I can't show the rest because
Ooh.
it'll give away the fun stuff. But I actually have dialogue that I've created in there with the help of AI, by the way. Shout out to AI. And we're gonna have a space battle. We're gonna have a crew trying to like escape from aliens. It's gonna be awesome. So yeah, more
Yeah,
to come with that, guys.
that sounds epic already with the music. Yeah,
Yeah.
can't wait. I'm gonna get a sneak peek tonight, I think. But
Anyways,
anyways, we've been rambling on for a while. We've got our special guest along with our other guest co-hosts. A lot of you already know who she is. We got
she's not a guest co-host. Actually, she is a host.
she's a host.
She's
My
a
bad.
host.
Fire me, fire me. I am done.
We
She
can't
is
fire
a
you. You
host,
run the
yes.
place. So,
um true. Huh. Um but yeah, so we have our other host in the building as well, Raven 100, and then we also have our special guest. And do you want to introduce her, Hinano?
yeah, so guys, we have Shae Biron back on the channel, and if you guys remember, she was on Future Watch a few weeks back from Candy Digital. And so today, guys, we have her here not as a representative, but as a community member to geek out with us. She is a fan of fandoms from all things, even Star Trek. I can only imagine. So we're gonna have a really good time talking story on Star Wars month about other things. So let's go. But yeah, that's who we have in the studio, guys. So it's going to be a fun show. Also, we do have a giveaway that we're giving away at the end of the program. So if you guys want a chance to win something in chat, type in hashtag Aloha Friday. And guys, let's kick back and enjoy the weekend and have a good time.
Yes. So are we ready to bring them up on stage?
All right, let's go.
Ladies and gentlemen, kids of all ages, we have our special guest, Shae, along with our host, Raven. Some ladies.
Guys.
Hello,
What's
hello.
up?
Hello.
We've been
Aloha.
waiting, like 3 weeks for this moment. It's
Me
finally here.
I
Yeah,
have not stopped thinking about this show since I first came on last time. So very excited to be here. I love it.
We're excited. And I love your hat, by the way.
Thank you.
I need to get one. Do you have yours, Hinano? I don't think we have one like that.
No, I don't have a Batman hat, which is really bad of us not having one. But that doesn't necessarily mean we don't have Batman everywhere around this house.
Yeah, everywhere else we have, just not the merchandise.
Yeah, we got a lot of comic books. We'll leave it at that, though. But Shae, it's good to see you. Thank you for coming back and hanging out. Looking forward to today. I know, Raven, we've all kind of been talking in the back channels about how much we kind of want to geek out with you about our fandoms. And that's kind of what we like to do here. So if you haven't been on the show before, Aloha Friday is a weekly occurrence in Hawaii here specifically, where at the end of the work week, we celebrate it here in Hawaii. And this is not a joke. Every Friday in this state, the state celebrates just pretty, and it doesn't matter. Even if you work on Saturday, the next day, Friday's a day where we kick back, we go hang out with our friends, we'll go out into a movie, or we'll just maybe like cook some steaks on the hibachi or something like that and just maybe watch a movie. So that's what Aloha Friday is about. And we wanted to bring that into live streaming aspects into this space and, you know, talk story with the community and kind of give them a little bit of the Aloha spirit. So welcome to your virtual trip to Hawaii. It's good to have you here. And let's go. And Dee, I realized today we're on the outside. We didn't go in the studio today. So you're in the beach today, Shae.
it's a nice day to be outside, at least from our perspective.
Yeah.
So we're just gonna be sharing that with everybody, right? We got the
Yeah.
palm trees. So for you, Shae, like how do you unwind after like a long week of work? Do you do anything special?
Gosh, I just what do? Eat. Yeah, I go out to my husband and I
That's a good
love
start.
we're foodies, so we love to go out to eat. That's our main thing. But I also, of course, have my own shows, movies, that kind of stuff, Yeah. And I just so I love to tinker around with like anything with tech, like as you guys know, as I talked about last time. I've got like a VR headset, I've got like all kinds of weird fun cameras that I've got a drone, I've got 2 drones actually that I love to play around with.
Ooh.
Oh,
I've got one of those big ones and I've got a little smaller one just because it's easier to travel with.
Yeah, yeah.
The other one is for because when it's too windy, it won't stay up for won't hold up. So that's why you need like a lot of power to it and a lot of weight to it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So what are you capturing with the drones? Like, is there something that
I like when I travel, I love to get like really beautiful footage of like just the, landscape. That's mainly, I love nature when it comes to
Yeah.
photography. hmm And then I've also got one of those Insta 360 cameras. You know what those are? Those are pretty cool. Yeah.
Yes.
And I can get some really fun footage out of it. I also love video editing. So that VO3 thing, I am going to geek out on that this weekend for sure. I don't know why I didn't hear about it, but yeah, I'm excited.
It's okay. I mean, the timeline gets so flooded these days on X. It's like
True.
it's like somebody like, did you see my post? I'm like, if you tag me, I may not have.
Yeah.
That's how much it gets kind of crazy. And X has been wonky lately. I don't know if you noticed, DMs was off for 24 hours. So
yeah.
It has been.
Little bit weird, but also shout out to Shankster right there. I see you. Thank you so much for the $3.99 super chat that goes back in the channel and right back to you guys. And once again, guys, we are running a giveaway. So if you guys want to win something, type in hashtag Aloha Friday and we'll run that at the end of the show. But I'm gonna let the ladies kind of take the reins here.
Oh, Raven, were you gonna say something? Go ahead.
I do have a question, but I don't know if I'm jumping ahead. So
Go right for it.
okay, I'm just gonna jump
figure it
into
out.
it.
Go
So
for
for me, there was a moment in my life that changed the type of genre I read or was into when I like switched from actually liking sci-fi. Like I had a moment in high school where I'd never read science fiction before. And the English teacher kind of walked in and said, we're going to read a sci-fi book. Who here doesn't like sci-fi? Of course, I shoot up my hand. I never read it, but I just assumed I didn't like it. And I think we had read The Chrysalids. And from that moment, I was hooked on all things science fiction when it came to novels. So I'm curious, at what age or what point in your life was there a shift with getting into science fiction, whether it was a book or a movie that hit you, or was it just always something you were into?
I think I was 5 when I first started liking sci-fi, and it's because my dad used to watch Star Trek, like the Pioneer series, and I was just a kid sitting on the couch next to him, and I'd just watch it with him. So that's how I got into sci-fi. It's just always been, and I think for me, what I like about sci-fi is it's much more believable to me than other genres. Like I hate to say this, but I'm not a fan of chick flicks. I'm just not. I've never been because they're so predictable and they're so boring. And they're not believable to me. The happily ever after, that's not believable to me. Whereas for me, sci-fi, I know it sounds weird, but it's way more like if you think about like sci-fi from 20, 30 years ago and what we have today, it's like, yeah, it is believable. It's here, it's now. So that's why to me, sci-fi is more real than any other genre.
I love that. That's awesome.
Yeah, that is awesome. Like I never really watched a lot of sci-fi like on a regular basis when I was younger. When we had like the basic channels, and I think sci-fi for us was like channel 20 something. Well, like one of the basic channels, and I would only like watch it if there was nothing else really to watch that I was really into. And so like I knew about Star Trek with Picard. a few other shows with the Atlantis series, but never really been like a true, I guess, Star Trek fan until I met Pinano and he got me more into like sci-fi and stuff. And he's told and we've told our story of how we got into like our sci-fi Fridays, and we always were watching the sci-fi shows every Friday instead of going out to like party and stuff. So that's kind of how we got closer in our relationship. But yeah, I mean that's really cool. Like for me, like I also read like a lot of books, and I got into like I don't know if they would be called sci-fi or more like fantasy, because it allowed me to like just kind of imagine like what if like
Yes.
like um I could like travel there in my mind and just kind of be like in a different world where I'm not dealing with like kid and teenage problems. Like nobody understands, right? So I'm gonna like just dive into this book and just kind of like fantasize about what I'm reading, right? Like have you ever done that too when you were younger?
Oh yeah, all the time. One of my favorite questions as a kid was what if? I used to ask myself all the time, what if XYZ? And I just would keep going, and my mind just would explore and just really open up. And I remember as I got older, like in college, I did not smoke weed. And my friends would say, do you smoke weed? Why are you so philosophical? And why are you so that's just my personality.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's fun. It's I feel like sky's the limit, anything can happen. And then I'm also into like, so my favorite TikToks are like, so do you have your STEM feed turned on in TikTok? Because I do. And that's my favorite part to look at, because I like reading, like learning about quantum physics and quantum entanglement and parallel universes, all of that stuff. I love to just totally nerd out string theory, all that stuff, or like I don't know, it's so fun and fascinating, and I feel like it's out there, and I feel like science, not sci-fi, science is my religion. So that
Mhm.
I just love. That's why sci-fi parallels with that.
So
Oh,
I'm just going to go on a
absolutely.
limb and say you watched Quantum Leap as a kid.
Yes.
Are you bummed how it ended? Are you bummed how it ended, or you were okay with that ending?
I was okay with the ending.
Okay, all right. We'll get into that a little bit later. Sorry, I jumped in real quick because I felt like you watched Quantum Leap.
Yeah.
No, good. Did you have anything else to share about your sci-fi journey, Hinano?
That's a really interesting question that Raven asked, because I never ever told anyone how I got into sci-fi. And I remember the movie that really got me into wanting to like know more about like other worlds and to fantasize more on the science fiction side. And that movie was The Explorers with River Phoenix and Ethan Hawke. I don't know if you ever seen that movie before.
Never seen that.
You've never seen it? It's
I
a
don't think
Joe
I've seen
Dante.
it.
Let me go and see if I can Google it. It's a Joe Dante movie. And it came out in 1985, and Joe Dante is the guy that kind of made the Gremlins. There's also a Spielberg movie. Here it is. So that movie right there. So I don't know if you've never seen this before.
No, that doesn't even look familiar.
This is sci-fi classic right here. Let me know, chat, if you guys remember this movie. But like, yeah, you got River Phoenix, Ethan Hawke, and it's essentially a movie about three teenagers that got communication from aliens through their dreams. And these aliens was able to like input blueprints for that specific spaceship that you see there. So they could build a spaceship so they could meet aliens for the first time. And it's got such a good Goonies vibe to this movie that you're just going to like be hooked from beginning to end. The soundtrack is the soundtrack is very, very definable. Like they use the same soundtrack in the TV show Sliders. If you watch Sliders in the 90s.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So if look at that, there he knows, California Comic knows right there. Explorers was awesome. So yeah, if you ever have a chance on like one of your nights where you're trying to find a movie to watch, Shae, watch this movie, because this is like
That's
this
my
is
list.
like 80s gold right here. So, but this is the movie that got me into sci-fi because I wanted to build my own homemade spaceship, because that's literally what these kids did. They went to a dump and they found an old tilt-a-wheel ride, and they created a spaceship out of that. And it's just a phenomenal journey, and it's very Goonie, ET-esque like, and it's just got that magic spark of the 80s. So this kind of got me into sci-fi. Now, I used to watch on PBS, because in Hawaii we only had like maybe 3 or 4 channels. They would have Doctor Who on the reruns for Sylvester McCoy. I think the 7th Doctor. He wasn't the greatest Doctor, but like, you know, watching the blue box kind of dematerialize and rematerialize, that was like kind of like my first experience for like sci-fi time travel type of TV shows. And then the movie Back to the Future was already out, and I got to watch it on VHS for the first time. And that's kind of what like spitballed everything for me. Then I got into comic books, and then the rest is history. Star Trek. Every Sunday I would wait for the one ad, or not the one ads, I'm sorry, the TV guide to come in, so I would know what time TNG was on. And then there would be reruns also on TNG on PBS. So that's kind of how I got started.
Cool.
And the rest
Jeez,
is history.
You guys are bringing back like so many memories now of Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure. Like everything's flooding in.
Flight of the
Maybe I need-
Navigator.
Which one?
The Flight of the Navigator.
Ooh, that
You guys
sounds
ever see that
familiar. No, I think I have.
That's
You've
one
never
where
seen
they
that
had
one?
to fix the
Uh,
ship, right?
I think I
Yeah.
have.
That's the one where the kid, if you ever seen the movie Over the Top with Sylvester Stallone,
Yes.
you know what I mean, the
Mhm.
Arm
arm wrestling
wrestling.
movie.
Yeah.
His son is the lead in Flight of the Navigator, where he falls in the ravine and then he wakes up and it's 10 years later. He's time traveled somehow. He doesn't know how. He gets to his parents' house. They're all old, and he was missing for 10 years. Come to find out, an alien kidnapped him and time traveled and returned him to the wrong time period. And then you go through that type of adventure in that movie, and it's very Goonies-like too with that movie too. So
Oh,
yeah.
I think I'm thinking of Flight of the Phoenix, or
Oh yeah, it's a different one where they crash in the Sahara
in the
Desert. I think.
desert. Okay, yeah, that's
Yeah, and they
yeah.
build the airplane out of it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
They build the new
that's-
airplane. So
That's totally.
I watched that
believable.
not too long ago.
that's a good one too. But anyways, I'm sorry, I'm veering the conversation off. But that's how I got started. So go ahead, ladies.
No, I mean that's what this is about, right? We just kind of go off on each other's whatever we bring up. So
Well, I
just-
have a fun story to share with you guys. Speaking of time, so
You've time traveled?
kind of, yeah.
Okay, let's go.
Oh,
Do
Not
tell.
told a lot of people about this story. Okay, so I think I was like 15 at this time, and my sister was 11. So as kids, she and I were really, really close, like best friends. Like people would not believe that we were sisters. They thought we were just friends because we were so close. And we had our own bedrooms, but every other week we would take turns. We'd sleep in my room together, then the following week in her room. And one night we decided to sleep in our own separate rooms. No reason why. The next morning we wake up. My mom was like, "Were you guys sleeping in the same room? Because you guys sound like you were having a conversation in the middle of the night." We're like, "Nope, we're in our own rooms." And then that morning we talked about our dreams. We had the same exact dream. We were
whoa!
in our dream.
No way.
I had chicken skin.
Yes, and then in our dream, we don't know why, but my grandfather wasn't there. We were helping my grandmother move to her new apartment from her house, and we described everything to the T. Like you go up the stairs, you turn right, you walk in through the doors, you see these bar stools with floral prints, and then there's like black and white backsplash in the kitchen. Everything was exactly the same in our dreams. 5 years later, my grandfather passes away, and we're the last ones to help my grandmother move because we had finals or something at school. We get there, and it's the exact same house as in our dream from 5 years ago.
Jeez.
We're in it
Shut
together.
up! Wow.
Like I have proof evidence because my sister was with me, and we
Right.
both to this day, like the hair is going, it's back my neck.
Yeah.
Is right, but like yeah. So I'm not kidding. That is exactly what happened. So we literally time traveled together.
Together. What?
Wow. I am like having chicken skin right now. That is like
So yeah, I don't know how that happened or
Wow.
why it happened, but
Have you
Yeah.
ever tried to deduce what's happened? Like, I mean, like even now with the advent of AI, because you can like maybe talk to AI, but like, what do you
True,
think
I can.
happened here, right?
Yeah,
You know,
I haven't asked yet, but I will.
that's
That is
interesting.
crazy. Oh my
Um,
gosh.
Yeah,
I
I've
have
not
a
told people this story, but
no, I have a trippy story to say after though. It's kind of weird. It's not time travel, but more like alien abduction.
ooh,
But it's something that happened to me. Or should I tell them the story about the haunted hotel, D? Because there's
both.
that one too. No haunted hotels.
Can do both, but yeah, the first one you were talking about, I think
All
kind
right,
of
this
relates.
and I talked about this before when we first interviewed Doctor Strange a few years back. I was driving back on the upper road here on this specific island. There's actually there's a military installation on this island, and so where we were driving, that military installation was about, I want to say 20 miles inland into the mountains. And we all know over here that that mountain's a little hollowed out, and there's like a little like a door that leads into the mountain. So we don't really know what they got up there. You know, they could have nukes. We're not sure. So we were driving back on the top peak, and there's a ranch nearby. And I remember it was like 10 o'clock at night, and we're in an old 88 Toyota pickup, one of those old single cabs. It's very crampy and small. And we're driving up the hill, and I just remember I was looking up. I was like, yo, look, there's some like flashing lights up above. Weird. And we just saw the lights come past us, and we didn't think of it. We're driving. Actually, you know, we see like this glow in front of us. Like, what the hell is that? And the thing just rips right through the cab. I look at my friend, and I swear to you, everything in the cab glowed, and my hair stood up. I looked at him, and next thing you know, boom! It just came out of us, and we've had like this warm, tingling sensation. Now, believe me if you guys want, this is what happened. And I looked at him like, what the hell just happened? We stopped the truck, which you shouldn't probably do. You should just keep driving. We stopped. I'm like, what the hell was that? We get out. We go and look outside. Like, it's just still. It's quiet. You can hear crickets. It's a starry night. No more things in the sky. And we get back into the truck, and we're driving back. And like 25 minutes have gone past by. And we're like, wait a minute. Wasn't it 10 o'clock when we're coming up here? Because I remember I just got off the phone, and it's close to like 10:30. And it's like a short amount of time that just passed by, like a good 5 minutes.
Wow.
So what the hell happened? And still till this day, we cannot account for the time that was missing when that white light went through us. Like I was just like, we went home, and we're like looking at our bodies, and like, did this just happen? You know, or were we like intoxicated? You know what I mean? Too much or something like that? Was it something like that? But I just remember that happening, and I know that military installation where that happened was just 20 miles up the road, and still to this day I can't explain that. So
And
that's
that's
my
one
freaky story.
That's one thing if it just happened to you guys individually, but the fact that you both shared an experience with somebody,
Yeah,
it's another level.
Yes,
spooky.
have a witness.
Yeah.
So what about you guys? You guys have any stories like
I want to hear the haunted hotel story
oh,
too.
okay. So on the south side of this island, on the Big Island, you guys can Google this. There used to be a hotel that there were actually two hotels, and they were side by side to each other. They're both demolished right now. But the first one that got demolished, and I don't remember the name of it. I remember we snuck into that hotel that night because we met a bunch of girls from the mainland. And what you want to do? Bring them to a haunted hotel, right? And so at the time, I had one of those old telereporter VHS cameras, right? It was like one of those the big fat ones. So we were videoing while we went in there, and I don't know if you guys remember the TV show Freaky Links with Ethan Embry, but essentially that show was about them really going into haunted places and kind of like doing a Blair Witch style type of TV show. You can Google that too. That show I think only had like maybe 5 episodes, got canceled. But so we wanted to do something like that, but bring these girls in there. So we went in there, and you know, we kind of scouted out in the day to kind of see how we could sneak in. Their security was patrolling, so we kind of knew when the security was going to come in and out, and it wasn't hard to break into this hotel. So it was a group of two girls, and it was 3 of my friends. We snuck in there. There was like a hole in the wall. We get in there, and you could smell like the mildew and the must when you walk in. Oh, let me backtrack. We snuck in from the condominium side, like kind of like branching off like off this rock wall, and you could see the silhouette of this hotel, and it just looked like dingy and old. It was like on a lagoon area, and then there's the coast right there, and it's just a dark structure next to another hotel. So we go over there, we walk over the bridge, and then we go into this rock wall, and then we go into the building, that musty mildew smell. And the first thing we see when we get in there is there's just paper on the ground, all these paper and stuff like that. I'm like, oh, what is that? We pick up a paper and it says checked out. Like, okay, we pick up another paper, it says checked out. And I'm being very honest, it just says checked out. And so it looks like these were old bookings that were just on the ground. We didn't think nothing of it. We kept walking, go down like this dark hallway. It just stinks. It smells. And then we see what is the star? You know, the is it the devil sign?
Star
the
of
penta,
David.
you know, the penta
Something.
something like that. Yeah.
Yeah, I forgot the name. Yeah,
I was calling
that one.
it Necronomicon, but that's not that. That's not the book, right? But anyways, like, you know, that little star image, it was spray painted on the walls. I'm like, what the heck is this? And there was arrows that was pointing down the hallway. So like dumb teenagers, we walked down the hallway. So we walked that whole building, and it just was really freaky and old. There was nothing really crazy or scary. It's just, you know, it was just an old hotel that was mildy and moldy and stuff. But there was these arrows, so we kept following these arrows, and it led down to like a little embankment down in the hotel where it's like the floor was cracking. And so we get to the end of this hallway, and it's kind of like a round area, and there's all these other utility doors, and there's one that's electrical room, there's another one that was a bathroom, and then there's one right here that's at the boiler room. But it didn't have like one of those actual printed signs. It was spray painted boiler room. I'm like, okay. So we open that door, and it's just dark, and you see stairs, and you can't see down it. And at the time, we didn't have like these type of cell phones. We had the flip phones, right? And so that's the flashlights we had besides my camera. So we're all like trying to go down there, trying to see what's down there. We couldn't see what's down there, but you just feel all this cold air and everything. And I'm like, wow, I you know, we decided not to go down there. It was like really, it was a scary feeling not to go down there. Like our hairs were standing up. The girls didn't want to go down there. And so we kind of chickened out, and we decided not to go down there. But I just remember when we opened the door, all we felt was air. Now, really think to yourself, why is there air down there? Why would you feel anything down there? The boiler room's like a basement, right? So we ended up going down there. We ended up leaving. And right when we were leaving, security was actually walking, and they saw us. So we kind of got busted. We kind of tried to run away. So needless to say, we left, chicken skin all gone. We went back home. And I remember I slept over at my buddy's house at night because we were all cool. Like, oh, we hung out with these girls from California. And then I remember we were talking to my buddy's dad. And he's like, oh, yeah, we went to that hotel. And he was cool with us, like, doing these stupid things. And he was like, yeah, you know, we got to the boiler room, but we're just too chicken shit to go down. And he's like, yo, I used to service that place because he was a plumber. And I'm like, there's no boiler room. What do you mean there's no boiler room? Yeah, that place is on sediment. You know what I mean? You can't have a basement there. It's like next to the ocean. Why would there be a boiler room? Why would there be a basement? And it's like, what? It's like, yeah, there is no basement down there. So what the hell was that door, right? Still till this day, because I remember that dark stairway going down there. What was down there? And when we opened the door, this breeze was coming through there, and all of our hairs stood up. All of our hairs stood up. I'm getting just chicken skin talking about it now. I said it better during our Halloween special, but that's kind of the meat and potatoes of that story. And still till this day, that freaked us out because there is no basement in that hotel.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
But there are a lot of like haunted stories coming from Hawaii, right?
Yeah, well, that's another thing, Shae. There's actually a heiau or like a temple right where that thing was built. So that's the whole premise, that thing was built on a burial ground. Scary stuff.
Scary stories. I've never experienced paranormal in real life, so I would love to. My husband's like, no, sorry, I'm not doing that. There are like haunted hotels here in Massachusetts where I live. Is it? Yeah. He's like, no, we're not staying there. Sorry.
It's just a one time.
Yeah, that stuff definitely freaks me out. And there's been times, because I have had a lot of vivid deja vu dreams where same like you, where, you know, but it's been more one-sided, where I've had a dream and I'm like, I'm going to turn this corner and it's going to look exactly like this and be exactly like this. And it's happened quite a few times. I have had like some there's been moments where I've been like, okay, stop. I don't want to be a part of this. Like, go away. Because I have felt that energy, especially when we moved into our house. But one
Yeah.
story is when my husband and I were in our apartment. I was sitting on the couch and I looked over, like it's just one long room, right? In the apartment, and a screen door, which was closed. I looked over at the table and I see the notebook on the table, the pages flip. Like literally stand up and start flipping.
Wow.
And then I'm like, oh, okay, that's just the wind. But then I looked and there's just literally the door and then the one sliding patio door, both closed. So I get up, walk over to the table just to look at it. I should have ran. But then I touched the chair and it was ice cold.
Ooh.
Whoa.
Freaked me out. And then there was other things like when we moved into this house because the husband had passed away before we bought the house.
Mm.
And there was like, my husband said he was taking a shower. He's like, did you like wriggle like the doorknob? And I'm like, no, I've been sitting here the whole time. And there was moments like that, but it never felt negative.
Mm.
So I was just like, okay, hey, I know you're here, but your wife moved down the street. She's good. And I just kind of try not to let it freak me out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I think I don't know if I'm going to cry if I say it. So my grandpa and I know a lot of you've seen my X account. There's a picture on my X account of my grandpa that I took with the Incredible Hulk. And it was the last picture I took of him before he passed away. So it was the like digital collectible. Because he used to wear, if you scroll up, Fanano.
I am.
To my first
down?
post.
The first post.
Right there.
My
Okay, right there.
Yeah.
Oh.
So I had taken that picture with him because he always wore his Hulk shirt and he was like rocking it at his nursing home. So I took the picture. Anyways, about a month after this, he passed away. And I remember being so frustrated because he never came to me in a dream. There was no like signs or anything, and months went by and I was like really getting annoyed. I'm like starting to think, okay, maybe none of that stuff's real. Like, there's no sign of anything. But daily for months, I'd found out who owned the mint number 1925. Tried to reach out to him, couldn't get a hold of him. Every day would check it. Again, like I said, months went by. Then one night I had this dream. And my grandpa, clear as day in my dream. And he kissed, like, when you greet your grandparent, it was always like a kiss on the cheek, and he would kiss me 3 times.
Yeah.
And I could feel the stubble of his face.
Mm.
And he kissed me 3 times. That morning, I woke up and I checked the market, and that 1925 was sitting there.
Wow.
Wow.
Oh my gosh, I'm goosebumps.
So yeah. Crazy.
Story.
Crazy.
Hmm.
So yeah. So that made me happy, but like again, like I was bawling when I saw it in the market.
Yeah.
It's just weird. It's just so weird.
That's such a great
Can't
story.
explain it.
That
I
is
felt
a
that
great
story.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So
Wow, what
man.
an interesting conversation we're having here, ladies.
right? Craziness.
I do have one more story to share about the supernatural, and I remember this clear as day, very vividly. I was a kid. I want to say I was either in 2nd or 3rd grade, and I remember I come from a poor family, so we lived in affordable housing. So I used to sleep in the living room, and so that's basically my bedroom was the living room. So I got ready for school one morning, and usually whenever I get ready early, I'll go lie on my bed just to like take a quick cat nap, right? So I went and lied on my bed and everything, and I could have sworn I was awake, and I'm like looking at everybody. The cat's looking at me. I'm looking at my cat looking at me while I'm lying on the bed. I see my mom, I see my dad. My mom's making eggs, my dad's watching TV, and I'm there. And I go to move and I can't move. I'm like, what the hell is going on? And next thing you know, I look down and I'm levitating, and I'm like, what the hell is going on? And I'm trying to move. I can't move. All I can do is breathe. And I see the cat and it's meowing at me. It's going like this, meow. You know what I mean? I'm like, and I'm trying to say something and I'm trying to move. And then I hear my mom, we need to go, wake up. And I hear, and I'm in my bed and I'm moving and everything. And the cat's there and I'm able to touch myself. I'm like, what just happened? And still till this day, like, and I told my dad about this. It's like, well, you had an out of body experience, because in Hawaii, we're very spiritual about these things. we believe in astral projection, these things happening, exactly what Raven said. When there's spirits around you, good or bad, you tell them either leave me alone or, everything's fine type of thing. So what Raven experienced, I believe in as well. And yeah, that happened. Clear as day. That's one story that is so vivid in my mind that happened. And I remember my mom yelling that you need to go to school. And I felt like it was sucked into my bodies. And I remember going that, and I'm touching myself. The cat's there. We'll pause, but you know what I mean? And the next thing you know, yeah, it was the strange. And I felt so tired. And yeah, that's something that I cannot explain that happened to me. So
I believe
Yeah.
it. I believe all that stuff. There's so much more outside of what we see. This is all like surface level stuff. And I feel like there's just a whole other level out there that we're just not privy to just yet. Once we die, we'll see it all, but not yet.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
No, do you have any stories, Dee, that
I have. There's a lot of them that are like not really the happiest or the best ones, but a lot of that kind of happened back home in Yap. Just it's kind of like here in Hawaii, like we kind of believe in like more of the spiritual, cultural things. So a lot of things I experienced back home is not as positive. But anyway, so when I got back here, when I came here to Hawaii, I found out about, Madame Pele. She's the goddess of fire and the volcanoes. And it's said that, she comes in different forms. So if you have like the opportunity or you experience a form of her, like you don't ignore her. So she can come in as like this beautiful, beautiful lady, or like this really old lady dressed in white. And then there's another one that she can come as. Is it the white dog? I forgot.
No, I
think
just
so.
remember the old lady or just a
Mhm.
lady on the side of the road. And if you see a lady on the side of the road and it's rural and no one's there, don't be surprised if she ends up in your back seat.
Yeah.
And if she ends up in your back seat, don't say anything other than, hey, wherever you're going, this is where I'm going. If you want to get out, you can get out anytime you want. Either you tell me to stop or, get out whenever you want. But this is what I'm doing. No disrespect to you. And I'm going to continue what I'm doing. Okay. Because I've heard many stories about police officers encountering this as well. Driving back and specifically on this island, because this is her home island, right? They're driving back and forth. And so to drive from where we live to the east side, there's just rural roads. You're going through like gulches and canopies. And so there are places where if you pull on the side of the road, there's nobody. There's no streetlights, nothing. And they see an old lady walking on the side of the road. Some of them will pick her up because they understand the urban legend, right? As they like to say. And some won't. And some have experienced an old lady in the back seat and they can't explain these things. And so they call it the Bocce Files instead of the X Files over here. So
yeah. So I actually experienced one of those with the old lady. And I told this before. So this was when I was going to school on the east side of the island. And every Wednesday, I had roommates with two other friends that we went to high school together. And so on Wednesdays, we would drive to the west side of the island because one of my roommates had this guy that she was crushing over, whatever. So she wanted to see him every Wednesday. So we went to the west side. So on the way back, and it was usually at night that we came back to the east side. So this particular Wednesday, I was the one driving us back. And so as Hinata mentioned, there's like rural areas, there's gulches. So there's 3 different gulches all in a row. And there's like barely any signal. It was worse back then, but it's gotten a little bit better. But like signal sucks over there. And the first 2 horseshoes, when you're going up the horseshoe to come out of the gulch, there's the right lane for slower vehicles. So you have like 2 lanes that you could actually like pass someone. So on the third horseshoe, there is none of that. It's just the road. And so we got to the third horseshoe. So I was driving. One of my best friends who's in the passenger, she was awake. And then our friend that, we go to the west side for her guy, she was sleeping in the back seat. So on the third horseshoe, we're like turning the bend of the U. And as we're coming around, we see this glowing white lady in a white dress on the side of the road. And it happened so fast. Like we came around the bend and we saw this white thing, this white lady. And I just turned to my friend. We were both quiet and we get like this warm feeling. We passed this white, form. And I looked in the rear view, there's nothing. There's like no, it's dark. There's nothing there. And I looked at her and I'm like, shit, did you see the same thing that I saw? She goes, yeah, that was Tutu Pele. And I was just like, oh my gosh, like, what do we do? Because we didn't pick her up, but we don't see her. And we didn't see her in the back seat. So we get into the town that we're supposed to get to. And we're coming up to a traffic light and it was raining earlier. So the ground is slick and we're coming to the intersection. And as we're coming on a small bend in the road to get to the intersection, we skidded like hydroplane coming to one of like these, the warning signs on the pole. And we almost hit it and stopped. And I'm just like, oh my gosh, we should have picked her up, but like she wasn't there. So I felt so bad, and my friend was like, "Holy shit, we almost died." I mean, not really, but it was just that feeling like, should we have picked her up? Like we would have picked her up, but we didn't see anybody after we like just turned the corner. So yeah, I mean, it's real stuff. It happened, and I'm not the only one that saw it, so I'm not crazy.
Yeah, that's so cool that all of you have experienced something with somebody else. I have yet to experience somebody or experience that.
Yeah,
That's really cool. Not saying that I need to or want
I was
to.
like, you will.
But
No, it's yeah, it's just a different feeling. Like when you tell people here, I mean, a lot of people believe it just because we grew up with that and other people that we've known in the family have experienced it. But I mean, if you were to tell other people that don't normally experience that, like, oh yeah, it was just something on the corner of your eye, like you just saw, kind of thing. Like, yeah, I mean, we weren't drinking, so I know I wasn't saying things because I wasn't drunk or high or anything. Well, you're muted, no. I'm trying to read your lips.
No, I'm saying like fumes from the exhaust.
Oh yeah. Yeah, we were so tired from driving from one side of that into the other, but no, it's like this stuff really happens.
Yeah.
I think Fro in the chat, he can attest to that too, because he's been here in Hawaii for a while. I mean, I'm sure it's happened in other places.
Yeah.
But like over here too, like when you go to like old like places where you can see like the old ruins of like an old heiau, which is a temple. Like you could feel like
the energy, right?
Energy. Yeah, I mean, you don't always feel it, but for me, sometimes it depends on where the place is. Like you can feel, and for me, like I feel like it kind of depends on like what happened there many years ago. If it was like something bad happened or it's something good, it's like you can feel that, and I'm just like, yeah, like okay,
Yeah. The way that I explain it to people who don't really believe is it's kind of like when you walk into a room and right before you walked in, there were two people in there and they were in a really bad fight and they leave. You walk in, you can still feel that residual energy. It's kind of like that. I think that's what ghosts are. They have all this this energy that if they experience something traumatic in their lives, and they're going to carry it. It's like holding a grudge. So they carry on that energy and then you can feel it.
Yeah, like an echo.
Yes, like an echo, exactly.
Oh, sorry, go ahead.
That's right, go ahead.
No, I was just, you were talking about energy. I know what you mean, like feeling that good or bad energy.
Yeah.
This one time I had just walked my kids to school and I was walking home, and on the path was a lady doing, I think it was Tai Chi. Like she was doing these slow movements, right? But I didn't really want to get in her way, but I kind of had to walk by her. I walked by her and I felt nothing. Like I literally felt nothing. Like it was a peaceful nothing.
Whoa.
Like I can't even describe it. But other than I walked by her for maybe 2 seconds and it was just pure nothing.
Mm.
And I
Whoa.
found that really interesting.
Yeah.
Like
like-
Tai Chi, you're like trying to find balance, right? Is that what Tai Chi does?
I think
When
so.
people do
Like calm and quiet, and it was to Google that, but it was
Yeah.
crazy. Because it wasn't
No.
bad, it wasn't good, it was just nothing.
Mhm.
Nothing. Wow. I don't think
Here's-
I've ever experienced nothing. That's
Hmm.
an interesting feeling. I
So
believe
can
you,
you?
though.
Thank you.
Hmm?
Can you guys watch like paranormal TV shows, movies? Because I cannot.
Oh yeah, all the time.
Yeah.
Love it.
See, I
Love it.
can't do it.
Yeah, I get into it. So
Yeah.
I'm like, oh, go in, please. You know what I mean? Yeah.
I like
And
to
then my hair's standing up like we're all going in with him, right? I would feel like something's gonna come out of the TV. You know?
Yes.
Well, I don't like the TV shows nowadays. The paranormal one, I feel like that's so staged. I mean,
Yeah.
I don't.
Some are, some aren't.
Yeah,
Some you
like
can
most
tell
of
is
them.
like this is a
Mhm.
real place.
Yeah, like
Yeah, I can't do it. Those
There-
types
So,
of can't do it.
so Majin writes, what about a glitch in the matrix like the Mandela effect? Now, I have read stories about people seeing like, you know, like they cut a lemon and all of a sudden they put the
Yeah.
lemon in a bag and the lemon's the same thing. Or people see like here's a good example. Like, you ever notice we all live in a box? Like right now we're in a box. The square is a box. Our computers are boxes. Our
Mhm.
phones are kind of square and boxy. You know what I mean? Like we're always living in a box versus like nature is kind of like unboxable. You look at a tree, it's not a box, or you know, or mountains, right? But for some reason, we want to be in a box. So really think about that question, Majin, and the box. But anyway,
Yeah.
interesting. Box talk again, Ronnie says. Yep.
yeah, Ronnie knows. We were talking about the box last night. Same thing.
Yeah.
I've just started to explore that idea of, are we living in like a
Simulation.
simulation? And I had just listened to a podcast on it, and that's where I kind of learned about that Mandela effect you're talking about. And there was things in it where I was like, oh yeah, I could see that. And there are other things like, no, I don't see it.
Totally. I've been feeling like I've been living in a simulation since I was like 4 or 5 years old. It's a weird thing. Like I don't really feel like I'm alive. I have to kind of remind myself of all these physical, tangible things that I have in my life in order to like snap back to reality. And it happens in the weirdest, most inopportune time, like when I'm driving by myself. It's like anytime I have any quiet moments, it's just like, it's weird. I just kind of zone out. But,
Yeah, like you enter the zone. Yeah.
yeah, I hate it because it's a constant thing that happens to me. And I think that's why I like to work so much. It's because it keeps me like grounded.
Mhm.
But have you guys heard of the Bridgewater Triangle?
Bridgewater Triangle.
No, do
Oh,
tell.
what's that about?
It's here in Massachusetts. It's just like the Bermuda Triangle.
Okay.
I don't remember the square footage or how big it is, but
200 miles.
okay.
She's good.
Yeah, this is an area. This is real. This is an area here in Massachusetts. There's a Netflix documentary on it. There are all kinds of. If you look it up, you'll find it. So back in the colonial days or whatever, there was this native population, and King Philip was the head of this native population, and the explorers from, I don't know where they're from, England, I don't know. Sorry, I'm gonna butcher the story, but it's a really interesting story. So he kind of negotiated with the explorer guy, and said, if you don't kill my people, I promise I will give you whatever you want. And he was like, okay. And so the guy left, but his second in command was like, I'm gonna kill you anyway. So he killed the chief, cut his head off and paraded his head around on a stick or something to kind of terrorize the rest of the natives. And there was such a big bloodbath that this part of Massachusetts, anytime that anyone drives through there, in the middle of the night, your car will just stop working. Or there have been all kinds of other paranormal experiences that people have talked about, like alien abductions. These they're called pukwudgies. They're dwarves that just wreak havoc. And I don't think people see orbs going through there. So it's a very
orbs.
super paranormal area. And I've been there. I've driven through because my daughter and I were like, "Ooh, let's go see if we could see any ghosts or anything." We didn't see anything, but
No.
yeah. But some people have said they've seen King Philip's ghost in the area. Yeah, I've never driven through at night, but I want to.
Jeez. No, thank you.
If I ever do, I'll record it and I'll send it to you guys. Like, look, guys,
Okay, sounds good.
It's gonna be like those recordings where you record it, but then when you go to play it, it's all blank, right?
Yeah,
It's
yeah, you hear white
all
noise.
Yeah.
I got this one last story. It's not really a story, but it's a place I can't go here. It's a weird thing, and Dee knows this. This place called World's End. And basically we call it World's End because that's where a big battle happened here between like sailors as well as also like old chiefs and stuff like that. A lot of people died on this cliffside. And every time I drive there, because I'm in communications, so there's resorts around that coast that I go by, like my hair stands up just when I get to that drive. And the closer I get there, I just get a weird feeling. And you ever have that voice in your head says, "Nah, don't do it. Don't even go there." That voice repeats just in this one spot. And you know where I'm talking about, right, Dee? Southern part. You know where where our favorite movie theater is at the very south side. I don't want to dox myself here.
No,
but
I know you.
It's called World's End. And if you Google World's End, which is pretty much doxing where that is, by the way, now.
What a name.
It kind of tells you about the battle there. But that's the one place on this island I can't go because I just feel weird. Like I just get like really bad goosebumps. And then you get that funny feeling, and then you got that voice in your head says, "Don't go, don't do it." Kind of like the boiler room thing all over again. So it's that one spot. And I remember Dee's like, "What are you doing?" Like, because a lot of people would like to hang out there. teenagers. I mean, it's just the one spot the cops don't like to go. Is a place called World's End, and we never would go party there. We said, "Forget it, nah." So,
Nah, pass.
yeah. Anyways, well, interesting conversation here.
Yeah, we've actually gone there a few times when I was younger, but yeah, it can be like really dangerous because a lot of younger people like to jump off the cliff and like dive into the water. But the thing is, like, it's like there's a lot of caves, so there's like a lot of like what do you call it? Stacks of rocks, kind of where you jump. If you don't jump right, you could end up on the rocks. So yeah, I wouldn't recommend going there just for your safety. And I've been there before, but it was too high for him. Like I was like chicken, and I'm like, I'm not gonna jump off there. But hey, I'm here today, so I made it. Yeah, a lot of places on the island that there's another place for me, like on the eastern side, but it's like it's a quieter town that they're very like protective of their town by the ocean. And I went there like once when I was living on that side, but like that feeling I get when I get closer to that side, it's like, no, I don't want to like hang out here anymore kind of feeling. So yeah, just certain places. And I guess when your gut or whatever you call it tells you something, like that feeling, yeah, you should probably like most times listen to yourself. Because yeah.
Yep.
I got a total off the wall thing right here, and I want to answer Shankster's question. He says, "Can we all agree that Waterworld is a banger film since it's kind of like a sci-fi thing?" And so this is the atoll that they built for Waterworld, and it was actually built built on the water, and they actually dragged that thing out into the ocean, and that's how they filmed it. And the company I work for actually helped in the communication part for this. So Shankster, yeah, I do remember this movie. It didn't really do well in the theaters, but it was filmed on the Big Island. And this is a real set that they built on the water, and they had to barge it out there, and they filmed on the open water. And I remember they were having issues filming this because Hawaii waters aren't smooth. So
Yeah.
I had no idea they filmed it out in the ocean.
yeah, in fact, without doxing where we are, we knew where they built the thing. So, and they drug it right out to the Kohala coast. So
yeah, we've been there a few times. But yeah, well, this has been a really interesting conversation.
Yes.
But I love hearing like all the stories of everybody and their experiences. I don't know if you want to like geek out about movies and check out what we've been watching. I know Ronnie put in the chats that he just watched Fountain of Youth. We were supposed to watch that as well, but it got kind of late for us, and like our daughter had to go to sleep. But like what movies are you guys like excited for that's coming up? I know for sure for me is Superman.
Yes.
Yeah. But like are there any other shows that you're watching right now that's got you like really interested in a series?
The Last of Us.
Yeah.
Okay.
Have you guys?
we haven't caught up yet on that. We haven't.
Yeah.
I'm caught up.
We're on episode 2
Oh, you're
of the first season.
Yeah, the first season.
Oh,
Yeah.
I know.
Well,
Spoilers.
I like the first season better than the second season. So
Yeah, I've been watching the video game walkthrough at the same time, so it's confused. It's messing me up a little bit, but they do follow it pretty closely.
Yep.
And then thanks to you, Shae, I am now obsessed with Dark. I think I'm on episode 5.
Everyone, I love it, and I love that you're watching it.
Yeah. So yeah, I'm even thinking now. It's like I can't wait to get back there and watch it.
I know, it's one of those that you can't stop thinking about. Like in your
Right.
daily life, you're like, oh my god, I can't wait to watch it again. Yeah, it's so good.
And going back to what we were talking about before briefly, because we didn't get a chance to get there. Do you think like there are certain people that just have more access, whether their brains are different, that they just have more access to things more easily than the rest of us?
I think it's because they're more open.
Yeah.
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 You're more open-minded.
Yep.
Absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. I strongly agree with that.
Yeah.
That is a really good description on because some people are sensitive to this kind of stuff, right?
Mhm.
Specifically, if you walk, like good example of what I just explained. But that's a really good example of that. I'm sorry, I lost my train of thought. Go ahead.
Yeah, no, I was just still kind of thinking about the last conversation. I always wondered that of just some people, but and I know I can be like that too, where I'm like, nah, I don't want it. Nope, no, thank you. Move along. So I'm not always open.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah,
I mean-
it's fascinating.
It is. It totally is.
And I think
sorry, go ahead.
I was just gonna say, and that's what I was gonna say, and I think that's what like these shows that we're into kind of help us explore that,
Yeah.
right?
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Okay, I got a good question after
agree
when
with
you ladies are ready.
What's the question?
So
Ready.
the question is, basically, what is a recommendation you can give the audience on one of your favorite shows? Like, give a pitch on one of your favorite shows. And let me frame the question. I'll go first. One of the shows that I don't think anyone's here on this panel has watched except for D is a time travel show called 12 Monkeys right here. And now this is different from the movie. The movie had Bruce Willis in it, right? And I know we're bouncing around here, guys, but this is just basically a question I wanted to ask. And essentially, gosh, there's a lot of spam here. Essentially, this show follows exactly how the movie was if you guys watched the movie with Bruce Willis, and then it kind of takes a complete 180 at the very end, and this entire lore opens up. 12 Monkeys is really a cult of time travelers that is trying to end the existence of time. And James Cole, which is the time traveler from the original movie, as well as this dude right here, he's kind of like the main protagonist. He's the hero. and it's the same thing. I forget the name of the girl, but they meet each other, and at the end of the movie where the virus breaks out, that's where this series really begins. And there's an entire lore. There's a team of people you meet, and if you remember watching the 12 Monkeys movie, you got to see those scientists when Bruce Willis got traveled through time. They're wearing all these funky plastic suits. Well, in the TV show, they're all characters and they build on these characters. And what was really good about this TV show is it wasn't the sci-fi that hooked you, but it was the people. And that's the type of sci-fi shows I like, is when it focuses not on the tech, but on the characters around the tech, right? Like you get to find out what the time machine is. The time machine is actually a character in this TV show. And I love that when people make shows and they incorporate the mechanism for the show, you know what I mean? Like there's always a mechanism. Like a good example is the Enterprise is the mechanism to go and journey to all these worlds in Star Trek, right? So the mechanism in this show is the time travel machine, and they call it the machine. But throughout the series, even the machine has a character of its own. It takes a life on its own, and it becomes part of the show. And you actually care for that mechanism as well as the people. And this show is the only show that I've seen that has a beginning, middle, and a perfect ending to it. Like you can say when you leave this TV show that it ended perfectly. It put a bow on it and everything, and it gave you the question, did any of this stuff really happen? I really suggest you watch this one, Shae. This one is something that has probably been slept on a lot because people just probably realize, I didn't like the movie. Not only people like the 12 Monkeys movie, but when you watch this series, the soundtrack, the executive producer is a Star Trek fan. He was on TNG. He revitalized Star Trek Picard. He gave us the ending we wanted for TNG. He was the executive producer that decided to like go against J.J. Abrams and all these guys and make his own type of ending for Picard. And this show has a lot of those tropes in it. And also some of these actors in this show is also in Star Trek. So I think people really should try to give this show a chance. This is the one I'm selling to the people. Go and check this show out. I highly suggest it. You guys will not be disappointed. It's on Hulu, and I believe it might be also on Amazon.
Yeah, that's a great show.
That's my pitch.
I'm pretty sure I've seen it. I feel like that was a while ago, though. Right?
Yeah.
Yeah, and it was good. Yeah.
Definitely
Okay.
check it out.
Check that one out. So
I have a show for you guys. Have you seen Behind Her Eyes? So talk
Started
about
it.
Oh, great. You have. Oh, you're going to love it. No, you would love it because it's all about, what's it called? Body. What is it called again? What's it called again when you like leave your body?
outer body experience? Astral projection?
Yes, astral projection.
Okay.
About that. But it has such a great twist that you don't catch it until the end. You're like, that was that?
Of the series?
Yes. It's a 1-season series. It's so good. It's one of those shows that you watch it and instantly you're hooked. A. B. You'll binge the whole show in one sitting. That's how good it is. Other people I've recommended the show to, they will I just watched the whole thing in one day. I couldn't stop. It's that good.
Wow.
Behind
Okay.
Your Eyes. Okay.
Yeah,
Adding that to the list.
And it's all about it's like a trope on astral projection.
Yes.
Very cool. So it's kind of like another show that kind of gives me that vibe of astral projection is what is that one called, D? That came right after Stranger Things. Shucks. The OA.
Oh, the OA.
The original Angel. Did you ever see that?
I think I tried to watch it and then I think it was too slow for me.
Yeah.
It is
Give
slow.
it a chance. It's very slow in the beginning, but it picks up. And it is just nuts. Like once you get to the middle of it, and Zendaya's in it too. It trips me out. She's actually in that. But once you get to the middle, you figure out, this is what's going on, because it is a very slow burn. You're trying to figure out what's going on, and I don't think you see the actual beginning credits of the OA until the 3rd or 4th episode. That's where it really kicks in. You're like, whoa, what happened here? Like, because essentially the show's about a blind girl that went missing, and she comes back, and she has her vision. And you're trying to figure out where she went. And it's the journey of where she went. You're like, whoa, but you have to it's a very slow burn. The second season, if you're really into time travel and parallel universes, you're gonna love the OA because it just flips it upside down, and then you're gonna hate it at the end of the second season because it got canceled.
You're gonna hate it.
Then they do something very fun to the show. Now I say again, like slow burn, time travel, and parallel worlds, and then what's cooler than that is what the third season would have been. So yeah,
it's always the best shows that get like the last season is like or it gets canceled before you're like, and they leave you just hanging.
Halo, don't even talk about Halo. It was so good, and they stopped.
The OA is slower than Lost, Jeff.
Okay.
Yeah.
Have you guys seen Man in the High Castle?
Started it a long time ago, but I think it was a slow burn as well. I never finished.
We're all in the same boat. With
we
Raven.
went back to it. Yeah, we started. What's that?
You guys have gone back to it? You said.
Yeah, we started like 2-3 years ago, and then I think we got to like the second episode of the first season, and then we recently went back to it like maybe last month, I would say, a few weeks ago.
And we stopped at the same episode. I think it's the first 2 to 3 episodes. It's so slow.
Yeah.
It's a slog. So, but then so is the OA. So I get it, right?
Yeah.
But my coworker's been telling me for like a year, you gotta watch it. It's crazy good. I know you're gonna love it because it deals with all these things that you like in the sci-fi tropes. And I'm like, okay, but like it's just that first step.
Yeah.
You know?
You just gotta keep going. It's one of those. I didn't even realize it was sci-fi when I first started watching it. I thought it was just drama, and then at the end, you're like, "Oh my god!" So that's what this was about. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
You know, another show that's similar to that, because that's about like, you know, what if things changed in history, right? Is For All Mankind. That's an Apple TV Plus show. Have you watched that?
Oh, that's good too.
With Ronald D. Moore?
No, I have not.
It's astronaut one, right?
Yeah. So essentially, instead of the U.S. landing on the moon first, Russia beat us. And so we get to figure out what happens if Russia beat us to the moon. How did the space race turn out? Did we advance better? And you get to see that. And what's so cool is that show, what is it when it's generational, right? So characters that you start off with that are young turn old and their kids take over. And it's such a beautiful thing because then we get to see NASA evolve in a different way to where like in the 80s, we are more futuristic than we are now because we're trying to beat the Russians to the moon, to Mars, to aliens. You see where I'm getting at? And it's so cool. I think it's like on the 5th season now. And I won't tell you where we've gone, but let's just say we start off with the moon race, right? And essentially the US lost, but then that kicks it into high gear to like establish a moon base, build better spaceships, build a space program, privateers. Like there's like even like a Temu version of Elon Musk trying to get to Mars in this thing, right? And it's so well done. And Ronald D. Moore, who did Outlander and as well as Battlestar Galactica, he's a front runner for the film, and they use astronauts. NASA's involved with this, so they get everything right for space.
Oh, nice!
And it's such a phenomenal show. It's very well done. You'd love that one.
Added to my list.
So that along with The Expanse.
Oh, The Expanse! Oh my gosh, that was another great like space show.
Expanse.
That was awesome. Yeah, I love that one, and the actors in that one is so. Like,
there's some shows that Shae's never watched. Dude.
Yeah, so
nice. Yeah,
I'm gonna be busy this weekend.
Binge watch everything.
One show that I think is worth a mention. It's from 2013, but it's called Orphan Black, and it's about clones. And the actress that she plays all the parts.
Yeah,
but everyone feels different. Like she does it so well. But it's a great show. I remember that one. I definitely recommend it. Okay. So it's not like super sci-fi, but again, it has to do with cloning and all that stuff. But it's good.
That's actually on my list. I think it was on Netflix. I don't know if it still is, but
there's 2 versions of that show. There's
the new one. I couldn't even get through the first episode.
Okay.
Oh, there's a new one?
They
Of the same-
There's an American version of it.
yeah, it's Canadian. Orphan Black's Canadian.
Ah, okay.
It's from 2013, you said?
Yeah.
Okay.
But yeah, excellent. I enjoyed the whole thing. And then another one of my shows I would recommend, it's where I got my screen name from, is called The 100.
Oh,
And
we were
it's
watching that.
basically the kids are up in space and
Yeah.
the Earth hasn't been inhabitable, but their space is dying. So they're sending the bad kids to see if the Earth is survivable back down. And it's really good too.
That was a CW show, right?
Yep.
Okay, got you.
That's the one that we started watching, Hinano, many moons ago. And then it's just, we ended up watching other stuff.
Well, I think that came out around the time because now, like, if you watch certain shows, some of it is just very campy. It's more about they lean on the CGI and the all the spectacle versus the story, right? And so, like, for D and I, like, there's certain, or at least for myself, there's certain shows where they're rewatchable because of the dialogue, the writing, the execution, and the acting. Battlestar Galactica is a good one like that. That's one that reminds me of like they made the show with passion, right? You know what I mean?
Mhm.
And like if you go and watch documentaries of some of these shows that really worked and were made with passion, they were working on like a thin budget and they made this thing work so well. Like some people would show up on their day off to basically work over there to make that show like very beautiful. And sometimes people don't like the ending, but like it's all about like high quality for me when it comes to show. Andor is another one. Andor was such a good. I don't know if you watched Star Wars Andor, and I'm not even a Star Wars fan, but to like see the progression of how the Rebels first formed, and then the Rogue One movie, and then you get to see all that. That was just a beautiful thing to see, and so that the acting was good, the production value was good, and it's like a series I didn't think I would ever see. So stuff like that.
Yeah, that was a good one. Yeah, there's just like so many different shows out there, and when we hear people talk about what they've been watching, like I swear our list has like tripled since we like start talking to people here in this space. There's just so much to like catch up with, and what irritates me is like there's so many different streaming services you have to go into. Like just put it all in one. Like why do I need to pay for every single freaking streaming service out there just to get this one show? But looking in the chats, like another one we started watching and we haven't completed it is the Silo. I don't know if you guys got into that. Did you finish it?
I saw I think the first season. I didn't know the next one was out yet.
Oh, okay.
If
Yeah,
I'll have to
we
go
haven't
catch
finished. I think we're in I want to say like the 5th or 6th episode on Silo. Yeah, it's interesting. It's like I like shows where you're kind of like confined to like they work with a certain amount of space and what they can produce in this said space. It's really interesting to see how the producers and the creators come up with things to present to the audience with just like a limited amount of stuff to work with. Let's see. There's also like what's that? Did you say something?
Who?
Oh shit! I think I'm hearing feedback from somebody. Sorry. No, another one that I think they're also Canadians is Travelers. Is that what it's called?
Oh,
Travelers.
Oh, that was good.
That was so good.
That was another really good one, and even like the characters, just the way that they played off when they had to like change to become another person, but in the same body. That's like how they did that was like phenomenal.
Have you seen that before, Shae? Travelers?
No, I haven't.
Okay, so that one is about time travel, and it's basically the people in the future, they can't time travel because organic matter can't move. So they transfer their consciousness into someone's body in the past that is just about to die. And they take their form, and so just imagine now, this is a body snatcher that now is like encompassing this dead person and like living their life, their family. And so like a good example, like this hardened commando, she is now a babysitter and she has a baby. And so you deal with that, like, you know, futuristic people trying to save the future, but have to deal with being in someone else's life body. There's a girl that's a special needs girl and she has to figure out how to move around as a special needs person. And it's a really well done show on a really small budget.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So-
Excellent.
There's a lot of actors, really amazing actors that come from Canada.
Yeah. Oh, a lot.
Yeah.
Shout out to you guys, Raven. Canada and even across the pond in the UK and New Zealand, Australia. Like you never know these people actually have accents until they're getting like interviewed. And you're like, oh, this guy is from New Zealand. That's so trippy. I don't know. Do you guys feel the same way too? Like of characters that you've seen play like the American English so well, and then when they go in for an interview, you're like, whoa, he's Irish. Like he's got this Irish accent. Like I don't know.
You're talking about your doctor, right?
Yeah, I mean it's so.
She's
trippy.
talking about David Tennant. So like David Tennant, you know, he sounds very British, or he can even sound very American because he was the Purple Man in Jessica Jones. But then when you hear him speak, he's like, what, Irish or something like that? Or
Scottish.
he's got the Scottish. He's got a very, I don't know. I can't say it right.
You can't do Scottish accent.
I can't. No.
Yeah.
But very strong on the tongue side. I got a question off the ball. What is your favorite cult classic TV show, whether it be a sci-fi thing? And I know Raven can probably relate with me. And I grew up watching Buffy the Vampire Slayer, right?
Yeah, I was just gonna say that.
Love Buffy the Vampire Slayer.
too.
So much good episodes like Hush, The Gift. There's so much to count. And I just remember like when I watched that, I remember the Christy Swanson movie, and it wasn't that good.
I liked it.
It was good, but it wasn't that good. And then this TV show came out. I'm like, what is this? The movie didn't work, but then, and even the first season didn't work, but that second season where the principal was like the demon or whatever, that was phenomenal. Then the third season, and it just kept going. You know, Buffy dying, coming back to life. Oh, spoilers, by the way, and all that other stuff.
The spinoff Angel.
Angel
Yes,
was good
that
too.
was good.
Yeah, and I hear now she's coming back.
Yeah.
Buffy the Vampire Slayer is coming back. There's going to be a new girl. It's a girl that played one of the characters in Skeleton Crew. So that is a cult favorite of mine. What's a cult favorite of yours, Shae?
Gosh, I'd have to think about it because there are quite a few. Well, okay. Ever since I was a little kid, I even used to watch the super old black and white ones because like when they would be I think it was on Nickelodeon, I don't know, but Twilight Zone.
Ooh, yes, Twilight Zone was
There were
good.
like newer ones when we were kids, right?
Yeah.
And then so of course there were the super old ones from I don't know how long, 50s, 60s, I don't know, they were black and whites. They were so creepy, but I loved, and the music, the Twilight Zone theme song.
Or like Lost in Space or something like that.
Yeah.
Or Land of the Giants.
Yes.
So
Yeah.
What about you? What about you, ladies?
I agree with the Buffy. Just because I think with Buffy, it was the first time you saw a lot of things. Like for me, it was the first time I saw a character that I hated, but then liked at the same time. Or like
You
the
talk
fact
about
that
Spike.
Spike, but even Angel could be like, he was like good, but he was bad. Like the same kind of thing. And then the idea of that the world is endless. Like anything is possible. Like, you know, Buffy could die or this could happen, but then it could be reversed or they could change the reality of it. So that was definitely one. Other ones like Vampire Diaries, I remember liking. Supernatural, I liked, but it got repetitive a little bit for me. I never actually finished it. I watched a lot of it, but I never finished it.
They're still playing it on TV.
Veronica Mars, that was one. That's not Supernatural, but I still liked it.
You ever watch Roswell on
Yes.
CW? That was good.
I
gotta
have the
admit,
DVD box set.
So do I.
Yeah, we have that too.
I don't want to admit that because that was more YA, right? But I really enjoyed the story. You know, I really enjoyed the story. But here's a funny thing about that box set, Raven. They didn't get the commercial rights for the music, so if you watch the TV show, the music's different on the box set.
Oh, really?
Yeah, just something I noticed because when I was growing up, you know, I was listening to a lot of like Foo Fighters and stuff like that, or Lenny Kravitz, and they would play all that music on CW in these shows. And so like certain scenes, it really worked with the music. But then when I bought the box set, I'm like, what the heck is this? I've never heard of this before because I'm a person that loves scores. And I found out they never got the commercial rights for it. So they had to change all the scores in every episode.
I don't think I watched it on TV. I think I just watched the box set.
Oh, okay. So. It's a different experience on TV because certain emotional moments, they use different tracks.
Oh, okay.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know. The Battlestar, Firefly, they were all good.
Yes and yes. Love those shows. Those are a favorite of ours. Firefly. Just the music, the intro song. I love that. Like it was so peaceful and dramatic. But yeah, I love that one. And I saw Ronnie reminded us of Fringe.
Oh yes.
Fringe. We have the
why
whole
does that sound familiar?
box set as well. That was an awesome one. Awesome.
Smallville, it's another cult classic right there.
Yes.
I have that box set too.
And so that is my Superman, by the way. That is my like when I asked the question, like who's your Superman? Tom Welling is my super. Although he only donned the suit once. And I would love to see this where somehow Gunn does a multiverse like Flashpoint thing, and we see Wellings come out of like I don't know somewhere else. That would be badass to see, but that's just my wishful thinking right there. Anyway.
Yeah, even like the X-Files, those
yeah.
Like I think I had the what you call the ringtone on my phone. Yeah, the song. That was I think it came out on was it Sunday nights? I think it came out, right? Yeah. So that's I used to watch that before going to bed, and depending on what the episode was, I'm like, oh man, can this really happen? Someone's gonna come out at me from there was an escalator episode. And for me, like I have a thing with escalators. It doesn't like me. So they had an episode in the X-Files, and I can't remember all the details, but I think like an entity or someone was like hiding under an like an escalator. I want to say I have to go back and check it out. But yeah, I just remembered watching part of that episode of X-Files. I'm like, oh, escalators. There's like a killer. I think I'm okay. I'm gonna skip this because it's just gonna haunt me now. Whenever I step on an escalator, someone's gonna come out and grab my feet, and I don't know. It's just I had a weird experience with escalators till today. Yeah, I don't know. Interesting fun fact that you guys did not need to know.
Yeah, Dee takes that extra step whenever she gets off the escalator, just so like not to get that little gap where it sucks in the part, right?
Like I
why
jump
are you taking a wide step? You know,
like it's gonna eat me. Yeah.
There you go. The producer's producing.
He's awake.
So I got a question here, Shae. Specifically about what type of sci-fi fandoms kind of helped you grow up to be, you know, the person that you are today. And so like I'll frame the question, and I don't know if I asked this prior, but Star Trek had a lot of effect on me as a kid, mainly on the type of future that I wanted to grow up in. And that's why I really, really resonated with a lot of the storytelling in Star Trek. You know, I love the fact nobody's poor, nobody's hungry, at least in the Federation, right? The other world's not. So that is the type of sci-fi that really directed me as a kid to be. I wanted to be a captain. I wanted to be someone that could lead. I wanted to be someone that could you know, do good in the world, you know, bring peace. And so that's the sci-fi that really directed me to be the person that I am today. What directed you?
I would have to say the same. It's Star Trek for sure, because I love how, you know, they kind of as an equal level playing field. You know, everyone had an equal opportunity to do whatever they, not the whatever they wanted to do, but it's like fully democratized. And I think that is also what turned me on to Web3. You know,
Ah,
yeah, I was a political science major. It was all about, you know, the political philosophies that kind of built our democracy, not what it is today, but what we envisioned it to be, where it's a social contract between the people and the people governing the, you know, the citizens. And so that's what I like about Web3. That's what I like about Star Trek was, again, the Federation and how everyone contributes equally. Everyone has equal opportunity. So all of those things combined really, I think, made me who I am today. And of course, I love all the tech tools that they had. So
yeah, and I love that similarity. There's synergy in that in terms of Web3 because we're trying to push the boundaries here with tech, whether it be open metaverses, AI, and by utilizing this tech, we're moving humanity forward, perpetuating. Web3 is moving the globe together forward. I really like that. That's awesome.
I have a question. Just thought of it now. So I know technology is moving pretty quickly and we are seeing a lot of the things that we have grown up watching happen. Is there something from, you know, the shows you watched as a kid or a technology aspect for it or, you know, whether it's time travel or whatever, is there one of those tech aspects that they had that you would want to have today?
yes, teleportation.
Yes.
I'm always in a rush to get from point A to point B, and I hate sitting in traffic. So if I can just teleport instantly from one place to another, I'm good.
Oh, I mean, we could be doing the podcast in person if we had that. You know what I mean?
I still love the idea of time travel, but not in the sense that I would want to interact or interfere. I would love to go back to the time of dinosaurs and just walk around and observe.
That would be cool.
Ooh, a
Something
sound of
like
thunder. I want the holodeck. Give me the holodeck, please. You know what I mean? Like I
headset.
well, that's true, but I actually want to like not wear anything and just walk into like a danger room or something like that. But that would just be really cool to like, because like, you know, the TNG episodes where like Data's Sherlock Holmes and I get to play or you know, like the Voyager episodes where he was Captain Cosmo or something like that. But stuff like that, or the DS9 episodes where Bashir was like a secret agent. That's something cool right there. So I would love the holodeck. What about you, D?
Sorry, he's kind of noisy, but yeah, the what do you call it? The food replicator simulator. Like you could, but it has to have the flavor of the actual food. It can't be just tasteless. It needs to taste like what I'm telling it to make for me. And I could have anything I want.
Yes.
I
would have my same favorite foods all the time, though.
I remember that episode in Smallville where he goes, I think Lois Lane was craving something, and he literally just flies there and gets it in like a few seconds. I mean, food from anywhere in the world. That's
yes.
Cool. Okay, so I want to flip the question now. Now, what is a tech that was predicted in TV shows? Like the iPad, for instance, right? Like that you use now on a daily basis. What's a tech that you know that they created a TV show that now we use that you like?
Touch screen. Yeah, I think. Like, you know how you see the shows where they're like just touching stuff out of thin air? I guess that's kind of like the VR, right? But I don't use it every day.
So like on your glass, right?
Just the idea that you can just touch it with your finger and it, yeah.
Yeah.
You know what I like is the fact that we have the Star Trek computer in our phones. You know, like literally, like, you know, computer, analyze this, right? We have that now. I mean, in a literal sense, we have that. And I don't know if anyone else out there in TV land's using that tech, but I love it. You know what I mean? I've always wanted my own personal Yeah, 'cause, like you remember Quantum Leap where Al had the thing, right? And like Ziggy, you know what I mean? Like I have my own personal Ziggy in my
Yep.
hand, and I love it. And I ask it for so many things, and yeah, you know, obviously just like Ziggy or this, well, I don't know. I don't think the Star Trek computer got stuff wrong, but Ziggy would get computations wrong. You will get like maybe the wrong computation, but I like the fact that we have our own computer in our pocket now.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So
The comm badge, like in Star Trek, you know, when they push
Mhm.
to talk, it's like the walkie-talkie push to talk. It's
Mhm.
That's like amazing. Like,
Mhm.
how did they even think of that? Years before, and then you get the, what is it, Nextel walkie-talkie. Doo-doo-doo. Hey, I'm here. Come to lunch with me. Doo-doo-doo. Okay, I'll be there in like 5 minutes. That's like, yeah, all these things that we see in TV shows, and then finally be in the age where we get to actually see it happen.
Mhm.
Mhm.
But then, like, looking forward, it's like shows that we watched years ago that have, you know, flying cars. It's like, where are the flying cars now? Like, when are we gonna get
The
those?
hoverboard.
Yeah.
Yeah, the hoverboard. But like, for like a lot of the regular people to be flying around in cars, I mean,
Yeah.
I don't know. See, in a way, maybe it's good that we don't, because there's a lot of people that you just kind of question their driving abilities, and like maybe it's good that they're not flying around in cars. I don't know.
But even the
Yeah,
self-driving and the robots, like we're gonna all see, like the self-driving's happening now. But I think the robotic
true.
stuff is gonna be where we're gonna have robots in our house in our
well,
lifetime.
can't you pre-order one of those bots already?
Yeah. Tesla's.
I'm not sure. Oh,
Did
you
you order
can?
one, Shae? Did you order a
I
bot?
don't have one yet.
Are you on the pre-order? $500 pre-order.
I mean, I don't have a Tesla as a car. I have the car, but I don't have the robot.
Yeah,
Yet.
it's a compelling thing right there to buy a robot for $20K supposedly. You know what I mean? And then you see the demo. It's cooking. It's watering your plants. It's gonna change your baby's
Mhm.
diapers. You
Yep.
know,
Well, they
it
have
may
the
rip a limb
cleaning
off.
one.
Maybe you never know. So
Yeah, they have the, what do you call it, the Roomba. They have the cleaning robots that
True.
clean around your house, but
Yeah.
I think they're all round, right? So they can't go in like a corner. So they
There's
gotta
some
make a
square
square
ones.
one.
They do have some square ones on Amazon, but I don't know how
Oh,
big they are. I have a circle. I have a round one. I hardly ever use it.
we have a daughter. She hardly ever tries the vacuum.
yeah.
So,
Yeah, that was like she asked us before, like, oh, when are we ever gonna get a dishwasher? And then we're like, well, why? We have one.
get in there. Go look in
One.
it. Go look in the mirror. Yeah, we got one already.
And she's like,
Yeah,
oh, really, Mom?
it doesn't work properly, but we got one.
Yeah. Yeah, we gotta put in coins for our dishwasher to like work. But that's, yeah. There's like so many stuff that I see nowadays, or even before, that I think it's only a matter of time before we actually like see it come to fruition to the masses, not, you know, to just a few select people, but to, yeah, everyone else. And
It's
I don't know,
happening
it's
so
great.
fast right now.
I
Yeah,
know
I think.
it is.
it is. Yeah.
I don't know. It's like, it's so incredible, like the things that we've seen, and like, I don't know, like what is something that maybe you've seen before in a show, or maybe not, like just something that you, if you could build something, um, and it was possible, what would it be? Like, to, I don't know, to better, like further yourself, or like the way of the world, like what would that be? Have you ever thought of something like that? I know, I'm like
I feel
putting you
like
on the spot.
I feel like everything that we like, I feel like everything that I have today is already super useful and helpful, like AI, you know, I mean, I never thought in my wildest dreams that I would be so dependent on it like I am today.
Mhm.
Like when it's down, I'm like, oh no, what am I gonna do? My life is over. But I mean,
Yeah,
you know,
true.
3 years ago, I wasn't using it, but now I'm like, I can't live my life without it. So I feel like that's something that I'm so glad it's here.
Yeah, I think even things that I can think of that I'd like to see, I think are happening. It's just a matter of time. Like I would love to be able to put on those, the goggles or whatever, the glasses, and have a conversation with my grandpa again.
Yeah.
And it feel real and it sound like him, or even walk through his house again. Like, I know it'll never be the same, but it would still be neat. And I
Yeah.
think we are headed there. Like, that's
Oh,
happening
yeah,
as we speak.
totally.
Um,
Because I
yeah.
mean, now you know how you can upload your voice to your phone, and then that will be the voice that kind of you can interact with. So pretty soon we'll be able to upload our whole lives and our consciousness into something that
Yes.
can
Yeah.
have immortality. And for generations, our children and grandchildren will be able to interact with us.
Yes.
It's funny you say that. We were talking with Jesse and Mikey from Think, and we were having these deep conversations about what we're going to be able to do with AI or cloning ourselves. And I asked the question, will we be able to clone ourselves? Like, before I could even end the question, he's like, 100%, absolutely. In fact, he was saying how one of his buddies, he started a company called Eternal Life. And he's not sure if he's going to go public with this yet. I believe that's how the conversation went, where you can upload certain things and tell tell this AI, train it in a way of who you're going to be. Like, these are our family traditions, or like, if you're having a bad day, if your kids are having a bad day, like, yo, this is what happened when I did it, right? And so, I was telling this to Dee last night, because I bought one of those Think Agent bundles.
Yes.
And did you get one too?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm so excited for that. But what I really want to do is clone myself. And I know it's hard to say, like, you really want a digital twin of yourself? Yes, because I want that for the kids. If I'm not here anymore, at least the kids can have like maybe an 80% per portion of me, interact with them in some way. Like, like maybe my daughter's down and she's like in her 40s and she doesn't know what to do. And she wants like, or like for myself, I want to talk, or Raven, she wants to talk to her grandpa, right? Can we do that? The answer has been yes. You know what I mean? And so, like, for my kids to have that, or maybe to have an extra person like me to run this operation, that just be something cool. But like, for me, I would just really like this for the kids, because the one thing that I do love that we have now is we just have our son. He just was born last year. And at least our daughter will always have someone with her in her life if something happened to us. But imagine having a digital counterpart of yourself that the kids can always turn to in their need. That is something I want to try to do. And so, yeah, I would love for that to happen. And it sounds like we can do that. I don't know, Shae, what do you think about that? Is that an existential crisis right there, that you want to kind of clone yourself right there? Or is that this is just where we're moving into?
I think this is where we're moving into. I think it's a huge benefit because, like you said, we could continue to communicate with our kids when they need us. If they need advice on anything, it's a great way for them to access us. But at the same time, I also feel like if we have this kind of pseudo immortality, then are we no longer going to appreciate each other? Because how they say, like, you don't appreciate something until it's gone.
Yep.
Here forever. It's like kids are gonna just like disregard you, like, you don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah,
that's true. And maybe in a way you have to like make sure your counterpart knows that you're not necessarily a copy. You're just a different version of the original, right? And maybe in that way they interact with that point, and they're understood that way. Like, really, I'm not your dad, but I am an echo of your dad that will always be here to help you in your time of need, kind of a thing. So,
or you could threaten them and be like, well, I'm going to turn myself off if you keep treating me like that.
yeah, okay, I'm going to mute myself. Beep.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But yeah, what do you think about that, Raven?
Sorry, I was heavily in the chats there.
No, it's okay. So I basically was telling Shae on how we can digitally clone ourselves, and how, for me, I want to clone myself because this is something that I want to leave for my kids if or when I, pass, right? And at least for me, and it's not necessarily me as 100% clone. It's necessarily me as in this agent knows it's a copy of me, and it knows it's a variant of me. And so this is not the foundational person. And it'll always tell the kids, I'm not really the real dad, but I'm here in your time of need. So what do you think about that, Raven? Is that something you would leave for your kids, or something that you would want to interact with, like, your grandpa? You know what I mean?
Absolutely. And I know nothing will replace the real thing, but the idea of, say, a kid losing a parent at a young age,
Mhm.
is that something that would help them in their healing process
Yeah.
to have that?
Yeah.
I think it's fascinating. I'm sure that on the flip side, there's negatives to all of this as well, and how it can be used. But for me, yeah, I think it's no different than, back in the day, and they would carve out a story on a wall in a cave, right? Or you keep a scrapbook. This is just the leveling up of the scrapbook
Yeah.
of what we leave behind.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
No, so it's
100%.
fascinating.
And it's, I don't know, it's very interesting where we're going now, because in tech specifically, because 2 years ago we weren't talking about this, right? We weren't talking about cloning ourselves and talk. We didn't have the Star Trek computer fully in our phones. It wasn't 100%. And still, even with like the VO3, right, that's like only 8 seconds of video. But like, and that's kind of what Jesse and Mikey was saying. It's like, well, right now it's like, 18 months from now or 6 months from now is going to be like leaps and bounds of where we are at the moment.
Yeah.
And so when we were talking about this agent and how it'll evolve, it's like you got to treat it like this is a child, and the
Mhm.
child's going to try to find his voice. What kind of voice it's going to have? What kind of personality is it going to have? And once it has a voice and a personality, what does that sound like? What does that look like? And what will that look like in the next 5 years, right?
Mhm.
And it's exciting, it's spooky, and it's a trip. But this is where we're at. Robots, AI driving cars, you know what I mean? Cryptocurrency, the funny money. It's kind of
Well,
nuts.
and I think we are very lucky to live in the time that we're living in, because we can remember before, we can remember during, and we'll get to see a lot of this, but there are going to be a lot of kids that don't remember what it was like before,
Mhm.
an iPad or an iPhone. So
Yep.
I don't know. I just think it's fascinating the time that we get to be in right now and watch it all unfold and get
Hey,
it.
you make a good point, because I remember before the phones, we had to go and ride our bike to our friends' homes. I had a corded phone with a rotary dial on it. You could ride your bike late at night and you wouldn't have to worry about being kidnapped or something like that, because it wasn't
Mhm.
like that back then.
Yep.
And
Yeah.
now kids don't even know what a floppy drive is. Like, so Dee was saying that we were, for her birthday, we were actually cleaning out our office, because we're moving out of our office space in the communication company that we work for. And I remember I found an old 3 1/4 floppy drive. I'm like, wow, this thing is old. And I gave it to my daughter. Here, hold this. She's like, what is this? And she whacks it. It's really hard. I'm like, what is this? I'm like, well, like those old CDs that we put in mom's old truck? Yeah, this came before that. And it would put data. You store data on it, like a thumb drive. Oh, so these are like old thumb drives? Yeah, pretty much. But they were bigger too. They're actually more floppier, and they're basically like, little discs inside, and you could hold like a little bit of memory. So, and
Yeah.
she kind
No,
of got it.
yeah, it's great. And it's just, I think the negative side of it, I think Shay had mentioned it before too, about not living in the real world as much. Like even my son, he loves bike riding, but he finds it hard to get a friend that wants to go
Mm,
outside
yeah,
and go bike
true.
riding, right? So that's where it's a little like, can't be in this world too much.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Go touch some grass.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
I know.
that's
What do you
kind
think
of
about that, Dee? Sorry, go ahead.
what we try to, we're on the internet like almost every day. um and our daughter knows, but there's a time too we tell her, like, after we do a show, let's go outside, or let's do something together, watch even though it's more stuff in your face, more screen in your face, let's watch a TV show or a movie together. Or let's play a board game. We have like so many board games that are slowly getting dust on. So we need to like bring back those days where we just play a board game or cards. Like, you can play any kind of card games like anywhere. But what we have, like, one of Hinano's cousins, like, her thing is she also has kids that are a little bit older than our daughter, and they're all into the whole technology thing and iPad screens in your face. So what she was trying to do as well was set a Sunday of a month out of a month and have like a beach day, and all of us would go down, and just enjoy the water, enjoy the sand, just enjoy each other's company, and just kind of get away from the whole screen in your face. I mean, we do bring our phones down there, and we ended up showing each other like, oh, what did you do on TikTok, whatever, today. But we're still like, at the beach, our kids are playing in the water, and just kind of what do you call it, rebooting for the month, at least. Well, we try to do it more than once a month, but just to get out at least once in a while is I think it's healthy for everybody, just to like have a restart of the week. So yeah, highly recommend that to anybody. I know, Raven, you had something similar not too long ago, so that was probably like rejuvenating for you as well, to get take a step back. What Hinano said, go touch grass and just appreciate life and what's in front of you in real life. Don't get so caught up in like all the socials, and sometimes too it can be really toxic, a lot of drama, a lot of negativity, and just once in a while, just put it down and just step outside of your house. If you can't get to a beach, just step outside your house.
Yeah.
Or if you don't have a backyard, go
Unless
out
it's snowing.
on your go out on your porch and just take a deep breath and come back in.
I'm
just
still
to-
waiting for summer here in Canada. We've had like 3 days of cold rain.
Same
It should be
here.
summer. Really? Yeah, it's
We're in
just,
Massachusetts, yeah.
and
So
I
when
could
does summer
feel it
start?
today, like where I was like just no energy, and I think it's because of 3 days of gloominess.
Yep. Same here.
Yeah, and
No.
it's bad for us because for us, like the beach really is like a 10-minute drive down the road.
Could you shut up?
And well, I don't
She's
mean
like, just
I'm
rub it
being
in, why
honest,
don't
like
you?
theologically, it's like a 10-minute, but we rarely go. Is
Oh,
what I'm trying
really?
to say.
Yeah.
We rarely go, and so like when she says we go once a month, reality we should go more than once a month if it's 10 minutes down
Exactly.
the road.
But it doesn't. Yeah.
Yeah,
That's
it
the
doesn't
thing.
happen. But like when something is so easily accessible, we take it for granted.
Yeah, true.
I remember I told my wife one year I didn't even go to the beach for an entire year. I was white like paper. And
Yeah,
I'm a
he
Hawaiian.
was.
I'm supposed
He
to be
was
brown.
like the lightest
know?
he's ever been.
I was the color of that hat. So, but yeah, I mean, even my friends, like I have friends from high school that live 25 minutes up the road, and we rarely speak. And when we talk to each other, it's like, wow, it's been like 25 years. Like, nah, it's really been like a year, but or stuff like that. So it is good to disconnect and just kind of rebalance. By the way, speaking of rebalancing, how are you doing on time, Shae?
I think that it's time for me to go get dinner. It's 7:00.
Oh shoot! Yes. Well, this has been really fun, though.
Yeah, it's been a lot of fun. I know we can get into tangents. By the way, is our daughter good as well? Because I know we were supposed to pick her up. Is she gonna go hang out with her friend?
Oh, I think she's okay. She's fine.
Okay, I think she's okay.
No, she's good. She's good.
Shae, before you go, there's something that we like to do here on Aloha Friday. And I know we kind of went all over the place. We had no pre-planned questions. We just kind of want to spitball this. But we like to turn the tables around and have you ask us anything before you go. Is there anything you want to ask any of us three, even the fourth guy right over there, before you get out of here?
Let me see. I'll think about that. What is the inspiration behind what you do today? Like, why do you love what you do? What is your true passion? And what gets you excited?
Ladies first.
My brain just started going right when you were talking. I think for me right now in this moment, it's all about creativity. And I think Kanano says it best when like using the show and social media and like the YouTube channel and True Media Group as an outlet for this creativity that's inside me, and it gets to come out. And I feel like I'm just super passionate and excited right now in this space. And every day it's like I'm up early, I'm on the computer to get, I just want to get it out. And there's so much happening, and I'm just loving every moment of it right now.
That's awesome. Love it. How about you, Dee?
For me, it's about, and I know it's gonna sound lame, it's about the people, the community. because I really like, I love to just talk to people and be around people, and make connections. And I think once you open your mind, like be open minded on people, like where people have been, what they're into, what they do, you find like so many different things. Like, and it's not, a lot of people have interesting stories to tell. And I think that's what I really love is, yeah, the people that I've met, um, like being in this internet space. I feel like a connection to a lot of them, and specifically more, depending on the person I'm talking to. But sorry, I feel sometimes like people on the internet get me a lot more than, sadly, like people in real life, just because we have like so much in common, like geeking out about TV shows and movies and books and just fandom, that a lot of people in my real life, I mean, they know about, superheroes and all that and some shows, but they don't really like get excited and, trade like our opinions on a show like back and forth. They're just like, oh yeah, I watched that. Yeah, it was okay. It's like, oh, okay. Or like you watch all these like sci-fi shows. You're such a nerd. And like over here, like I'm able to like express that with, Hinano and you, Raven, and just the audience who's in the chat. So yeah, I really like connecting with people, getting to know their story, and sharing a little bit about myself and, Hawaii when I can. So yeah, that's kind of what kind of drives me, to do this and be able to share it too with our daughter when she's around. And just, yeah, it's just people. I like, for the most part, everybody. Yeah. What about you, Hinano?
Well, let's see. So what drives me? I guess that's a two-prong answer right there, because if we're talking about personal life, the biggest driver for me is my family. The kids, to try to basically provide and give them a better life than I had. I grew up. I grew up homeless, so I lived on the beach for a while, and then I knew what the struggle is from becoming homeless to living, in like Section 8 housing, to like finally my parents getting on their feet. And so that is something I didn't want to happen to my family and my kids. I don't want my daughter to feel that feeling. So my biggest drive every day when I wake up is family, and that's a default answer on the real life side. Now, when we're talking about what we're doing here in Web3, I think my biggest drive for this space is helping this space move forward, because this space has so much opportunity, not only for everyone in it, and exactly what Raven and Dee said, all compiled into one with my answer in terms of, the networking aspect, meeting people the first time, meeting you, being able to interact with all these cool people. And that's why we love to have that open door policy here, because we want to interact with everybody, but we also want to help perpetuate this space. And so the best way to do that is to interact with everybody. And if you interact with everybody, then you get to learn the new tech, the new buzz, the new open AI, the new products, the new digital collectibles, the new tech that's involved with that, the AIs that are involved with that, and then all the people involved in that assembly line of things. You know what I mean? And so my drive for this space is to help move it forward. If it moves forward, you, Raven, D, everyone in this chat moves forward with it. Whether you're a person that likes to buy the product, whether a person that likes to be in the experience of the product, or if you're a person that really just enjoys the tech of the product and you want to see it get perpetuated. Because if we talk about the past, like Star Trek with the iPhones and the iPad, that was just an idea, a dream, a wishful thought that came into existence. And this is where we're at now. We're at the precipice of that wishful thought, to where now we are seeing more of these dreams come into reality with AI and everything else in between. So I hope that's the best answer I can give you.
Yeah, those are great answers. I have another question. If
Go
you
ahead.
any superpower, what would it be and why?
Ladies first.
Mm.
I think I've been asked this before. Or is it deja vu?
I
Hmm.
yeah. The first thing that came to my mind wasn't really a superpower, but it was more the idea I wish I could just chill and not worry about stuff. I know it's not really a superpower, but that would be nice
Power.
just to be like super chill all the time.
Mhm.
Nothing bothers you and that sort of thing.
We've got meds for that.
It was a Prozac.
um,
or you hit the jackpot and you win big and you pay for everything
Mhm.
and everything is paid for and you can just do exactly what you say.
Totally.
Chill and relax.
yeah. Or I mean, I would like to get to places faster, like be able to travel quickly. I guess is that true? Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. It's tough.
Yeah, that's a lot. Like we have to just pick one. That's so
No, you
tough.
can pick as many as you want.
Can I have like a multi, like be able to duplicate? I think for me, like I want the power of like healing, like to be able to help somebody,
Yeah.
like when they get hurt. I don't know, like maybe I don't know if it's like also be able to like help them emotionally, like kind of like absorb what they're feeling and just like take it away from them.
Mhm.
And yeah, I think like the power to heal, like if somebody I don't know, like for example, like got shot and I was there, like I could like I don't know, remove the bullet and just like stop their bleeding kind of thing. Like you know how it happens in
Yeah, and movies.
hero movies. Like yeah, I want to be able to do that. That's one thing. And then another one would be like to fly, just to like so I can like be like have like the bird's eye view of like beautiful places and to just kind of travel without sitting in a car or on a plane and wait for people to move. It'll just be like me like cruising, yeah, and like have some kind of like sort of freedom. Yeah, I think that's my top two. He agrees. Yep.
See, I was always a street level type of guy when it came to like wanting to like, when it came to superheroes. So I never really thought of someone that wanted to be a superpower because like all my heroes is like Batman and or like or Daredevil when it comes to like the street level stuff. But I guess what would be cool is if I could like have teleportation. Like if I could just teleport anywhere, like snap my fingers and I'm somewhere else. I just think because I like to get someplace fast. And I think that'd be a really cool power to have. You zip in and out of everywhere. Just poof, I'm here. Poof, I'm there. So yeah, maybe teleportation. But in reality, that's a hard question, Shae. I'm just sitting here like, what would I really want? I never thought of that.
I think I would like to have the power to bend reality to my will.
Ooh, okay.
Ooh.
Okay.
Then, if I wanted to just chill and relax, I could do that. If I wanted to heal people, I could do all of the things.
Be an interesting power now that I think about it is it'd be cool to have a regenerative power. I guess you'd be immortal by then, like the Time Lord, where you could change your appearance. Like it'd be you, but you'd be something different. That'd be something cool.
Like
A cool factor though. It'd be cool.
Like a skinwalker?
No, like a Time Lord. Like a Time Lord. Yeah.
So, yeah, like Doctor Who.
Like Doctor Who, yeah.
Would you guys ever want the ability to never age, or would you want to go through this life cycle?
I'd like to go through a life cycle.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'd like to reincarnate. I don't want to be the person forever.
Yeah. I just want to grow old with somebody because I don't want to just be young and then my partner's like old and stuff. Yeah. So
I have someone for that for you.
Do you know? Well, Shae, this has been an awesome conversation. Again, it's like 2 hours have gone by, and I felt like it's only been like 30 minutes for all of us here. I think we could geek out all day.
Yes.
And so thank you for giving us your time. And this
Thank
is an
you for
open door
having me.
policy. You're always welcome to come on whenever you see us on or any other shows. I think we got like what, 1 billion of them now, Raven. So
Call me anytime. I'm here. I will always say yes.
let's go. So
Let's go. Thank you.
before you go, final words to the audience, anything you want to tell them in terms of, whatever you want to say. The floor is yours.
Well, first of all, thank you guys for tuning in. I love hanging out with these guys, but also I love seeing all the comments come through. I'm sorry I didn't get a chance to go in and reply, but for those of you who gave me a shout out back to you. Thank you all so much for having me. This was so much fun, and I would love to be back anytime.
Before you
Awesome.
go, Dee, I think we have something for Shae, right?
Oh, that's so sweet. You didn't have to get me anything.
Yes, I do. Let me present. Do you want me to present or you?
I have it right here.
Okay.
So go ahead.
Where is it? I'm trying to find my screen here.
It's
okay.
up already. I have it up.
Okay. Nice. Okay, so this is our digital slab print of the, what do you call it? Okay, so sorry, let me take a step back. So there's a guy in our community who is an artist, and he decided to make these digital slab art for us, for our family. So we're very appreciative of it. And we love DC so much that he made us like the characters that you see here. So
God.
Hinano is Batman. I'm Wonder Woman. Our daughter, she loves Miss Punchline, so she's Miss Punchline. And then our little boy, he is Superman.
So cute. Love it. Oh my God. Thank you guys so much. I love it. Wow.
Yeah, it's a very special piece for us here because Davo, the community member who made this, and we didn't ask him to make it. He just made it for us.
Oh.
He didn't make a lot of these. So and these actually have utility in our Discord. So if you want to just kind of interact with us in our Discord, you're always welcome to join us in there. But yeah, this is a special piece and we rarely give this one out. So yeah. Thank you so much. And we know you're a DC fan. We can see it on your head there. So and these are our favorite characters. So he decided to draw representations of ourselves as our favorite characters. And now my son, before you go, we went and put all the superheroes on our phone and we flipped by Spider-Man, Batman, and he went crazy when he saw Superman. So that just made us all happy because now it's the Justice League up here with Punchline on toe. So
I love it. I love it so much. Who was the art? Shout out to the artist. Oh my God, this is gorgeous.
So his name is Davo. Yeah.
Okay. I'm going to follow.
Yeah, super cool guy. But Shae, thank you so much for hanging out. We're gonna run a giveaway. You're welcome to bow out whenever you want to, or if you can hang, it's up to you as well. But thank you so much. I'm gonna let the ladies kind of like say their final words with you. But me personally, I really appreciate you coming on. I really appreciate someone from Candy interacting with us. But you personally, I really appreciate it because we are all fandoms and geeks here when it comes to sci-fi, and we had a lot of relatable conversations, and this has been a lot of fun. So thank you so much.
Thank you so much. I had so much fun.
Yeah, that was a blast. Thank you so much. I'm just thinking now, okay, I can go watch Dark. This has been great, but I just want to go watch
She's
Dark.
like been watching her clock this whole time. No, that's awesome. You're like so into it. I love it.
Yeah, me too.
Thank you, Shae, so much for coming on. It's been so fun getting to talk more with you and just, just spitball, just random stuff and just hearing your stories, everyone's stories. So before you go, do you have any final thoughts or any words you want to speak again to the audience and stuff?
I just want to say thank you for tuning in. I really enjoyed my time here, and thank you all for being here.
Awesome.
Aloha.
Aloha. Happy Aloha Friday. Enjoy your weekend.
Enjoy your weekend.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.
Aloha. All right. Guys, this has been awesome. Or ladies, this has been awesome. My goodness.
Yes.
And I love it. Yeah. Or I could be a girl. Hey.
We do not do that. Have you ever done that?
Like, I've only done it Yeah, like making fun, not like when someone actually comes and says hi. I've never done hey.
It's like, okay, what's up, bro?
Yeah,
What's up, bro?
yeah. Yo.
Yo, what up?
Wait,
homie?
should I show him this? Should I show him the thing, Raven? Yeah, the
What
Hawaiian
thing?
hanging on the coconut tree.
Yeah, sure.
All right.
Welcome to virtual radio, where the fandom grows with D1 and only Raven and the biggest bro.
That
You
was
have to
my
explain
first.
it though.
That was my first VO3 video I ever created. And I was just kind of like playing around with it. And I told the AI to create a scene of a moki. And what that is, it's slang word for a very homeless looking Hawaiian guy. So look for a moki Hawaiian guy leaning on a coconut tree, holding a radio with a neon sign on another coconut tree that says True Media. And this is what it came up with.
Welcome to virtual radio, where the fandom grows with D1 and only Raven and the.
That is an accurate depiction of a Hawaiian leaning on a coconut tree. I don't get it, but that is a
This tiny
Hawaiian
radio.
on a coconut tree with a tiny radio over his neck. So, guys, I'm gonna have a lot of good time this weekend playing with that AI. I've already got like a script written out. Shout out to XAI for helping me out with that, where I have 5 8-second clips that we're going to create, and I'm going to mesh together a sci-fi movie. By Monday, we're going to have a sci-fi movie. So
Let's go.
stay tuned
snap.
for that. But
We will step outside and touch some grass, though.
absolutely.
Or the beach that's 10 minutes away.
Yeah.
This is the giveaway we're giving away today, guys. We have a McFarlane Toys digital Green Lantern. So for everyone that has entered so far, you got 16 of you. This is the first thing we're going to be giving away. And since this is still Star Wars month, we're going to be giving away this Trooper Van Gogh as our second place. This is a Kid Arcade exclusive art piece right here. So first and second winners, please reach out to D and we will work things out in the back channels on how to get these to you. I'll give you about another minute to enter. First and second place right there. Go right ahead. One more minute. When the bottom bar disappears, your time is up. Ladies, close out the show.
Yes. Any final thoughts from you, Raven?
I had an awesome time, and I love that there was no notes, no outlines. It's just like it went where it went, and it was the best.
Yeah, I agree. I really enjoyed it. It was really nice to like just talk about, the shows that we like love to watch and just get recommendations. And also it was really cool to see the chats like putting in what they've watched as well, what they're into and their stories. So yeah, this has been so fun. And she's willing to come on for like other shows too. So that's really cool. Really excited about that. But yeah, just want to say thank you to everybody that's been here and been watching, been here to support Shae. And I've seen some people from the back call community. So let's go. Shout out to you guys. Heed the call. And yeah, I hope everybody has a wonderful Aloha Friday or Saturday, wherever you are. And just hope you can have a relaxing weekend and just get a reboot before the next week. And Hinano, for you, any final thoughts?
Oh, I think today was phenomenal. I really enjoyed. We had no structure, no format. It's just exactly what Aloha Friday was designed to do. Was just have a nice, casual conversation. I love the fact that Shae was open and just basically she pretty much expressed her fandom. She had stories to tell. She joined the Talk Story session. And I love how engaging she was with the audience. And I love the fact this chat was filled with Bat Cows, VV Fam, McFarlane Toys Digital, as well as Web3 Fam, all mixed together. And that's the type of environment that we like to give here. And that's the type of, messaging that we want to perpetuate out in the spaces. A rising tide lifts all of these ships, and all of these ships in this chat was lifted today because it was such a great conversation. So thank you, Shae, for coming on. And yes, I think we're going to have another show soon with somebody with a red cape we're going to be talking about. So, stay tuned for that, everybody. And maybe we'll have Raven join us with that as well, again, to geek out on that. But awesome show. And everyone have a great weekend.
Yes, and with that, let us run this giveaway.
All right, the bar is
Right.
gone. Here we
Bar is
go.
gone.
Good luck, everybody,
Let's
for
see.
the McFarlane Toys digital Green Lantern. Let's see who's going to be a winner. Good luck, and may the juju be with you. G Derox. Geo Derox. Let's
Geode.
go.
Let's go, Geode.
Hey, congratulations to you. Please message D, and we will work out on how to get you that digital collectible. And thank you so much for joining us today. And for the last winner of the day for the Kid Arcade Light actually the Mosaic Trooper. Good luck. Let's see who's going to be.
Van Gogh.
DDS, let's go. Long time supporter of the channel. These hands are for you. I'm not sure if they're washed, but
Well, it's good that they're virtual hands.
Anyways, guys, that has been
great.
the show. But today, guys, I want to end a little bit different. I would like Raven to end the show for us. Go ahead, Raven.
Jeez, no pressure at all. Just throw it, like, just sit here.
You're do fine.
You got it, boss.
Yes.
Thank you, everyone, for joining us today on Aloha Friday. I hope you have the best weekend, and we'll see you next week.